Hey there! So I'm going to continue where I left off because I decided to change locations, be a little spontaneous in my video. Anyways, so there was that week that I went on vacation, and that's when I first came out, and from there I came out to numerous friends, and I was making a fairly slow progression. I didn't want to just jump into it and regret it. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to do what I was doing, and so I was putting a lot of thought into it. But I think it was a week after I came back from vacation with my friend, and I had deliberated. I had talked with a bunch of friends about it, and honestly, I was kind of afraid of telling my mom that I was gay. And I don't know why. So my uncle, he's gay, and then evidently one of my dad's brothers, my other uncle from the other side of the family, he's gay too, and actually I'm named after both gay uncles, so it's kind of funny as hell. But anyway, so she's used to it, and she's okay with it, so I guess I was just afraid that the fact that I'm her son would make it different. I stayed up all night, and in the middle of the night, I finally got the guts up, and I decided to tell my first family member, my little sister. She was so happy. She was literally laughing in my face when I told her, and I was like, what the fuck, why are you laughing? But she's like, oh my god, I've been waiting for you to tell me this forever. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that was really nice, and it was something I didn't expect, so it was good. And she and I talked for hours that whole night, and we stayed up all night. We pulled an all-nighter together, and she just has so many freaking questions about it. She's like, do you like anyone? How do you feel about that? So I just answered all her questions, and I don't know, it was a good heart-to-heart moment. And so then I talked to her about, how do I tell mom? When should I tell mom? And we came up with the most brilliant idea of taking my mom out to breakfast that morning and having me tell her over breakfast. I don't know where the fuck that idea came from. Honestly, it's kind of weird, but we thought it might soften the blow or make it more, I don't know, meaningful. I don't know how any of my brain was functioning. We took her to breakfast. We went to this local family restaurant, and I think all of us had pancakes that morning. It was really interesting. And so towards the end of breakfast there, I had just finished my food. My mom was getting ready to finish hers. And the restaurant was really quiet. Kind of awkward. I finally decided to tell her, and so I was mumbling at first. I was like, Mom. And then she was like, what do you want? What's up? And I was like, Mom, I'm gay. And it just popped out. And I was like, oh shit, oh fuck. And I was kind of doodling with my fork in the plate, oh whatever, I'll just drop things in the syrup. Ignore what she says. Because I had heard so many stories about parents reacting really badly to it, and I was just like, oh shit. But she took it very well, and I shouldn't have expected anything worse or less, because honestly, I knew she was accepting, and she loved me, and there's just no reason for me to doubt it, Don't be as afraid as you really are sometimes, because if you know your parents love you, and they really don't have a problem with gay people, don't jump to conclusions so easily. But from there, I just told my brother, my twin brother. He kind of took it kind of weird, because we're twins, so he's like, oh shit, am I gay or something? But that finally, he's straight as hell, so it worked out. But yeah, I told all my friends, and here's the thing: when you're telling your friends, you can't even if you tell them, don't tell anyone else, blah blah blah. Some of them have some loose lips. So literally the first week of my 10th grade year of high school, shit spread like wildfire. Oh my god, everyone knew. And I was like, how the fuck did these people find out? And people I didn't even know, they would just walk up to me in the hallway and be like, oh dude, I heard you were gay, is that true? And I don't know, I wasn't really prepared for it, but I was just honest with everyone. I was like, you know what, fuck it, people already know, so whatever, what are you gonna do? so that basically happened, and actually it kind of helped, people just finding out by, word of mouth and stuff. Like, it lessened the blow for me. Like, I didn't have to go up to each individual person and, like, tell them. I mean, there were people who were like, oh, that's not cool, and, like, some friends, that I used to have, like, we're not friends anymore. But I mean, if they're not cool with who you are, how can you even say that, like, they're your friends to begin with? So honestly, I don't regret it, and actually I feel liberated now that I'm out. I'm not living a lie. I don't have to keep secrets. And I guess some things that made my experience different from most others is that I didn't have to worry so much about telling my family, like all of my family, because my mom and dad are divorced, and I haven't seen my dad since I was like 4 years old, and so, I never got the chance to tell him. So yeah, so that all worked out, but like, again, I feel like my experience is very unique, and it's not going to be the same for anyone else who comes out. And if you're watching this and you're contemplating coming out, don't expect the things that happened to me to happen to you, because again, it's all about people, the dynamic between the relationships you have with others. I mean, anything can happen. Don't expect anything, but be open-minded. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Facebook, for me, I just like left the whole like, what sex I'm interested in, I left that blank. I was like, you know what, if they want to know, they can ask me. And Twitter, I don't really use Twitter, but all my friends do, and I've known some friends who like decide to come out on there, and it's like, that didn't go well. Honestly, if you're not ready to come out, just wait. You really have to be in the right mindset to do it, because if you're not ready and you're, coming out of the closet, it'll harm you more than it will help you. For me, I don't regret doing it when I did. I think I had waited longer than I should have, but it worked out for me, and I'm hoping for anyone else that does come out, it'll work out for you too. So if you have any questions or comments, concerns, anything, you can just put those down below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Or if you don't want to just make it public, you can just privately message me and I'll get back to you too. I don't know, watch my videos, have fun, explore YouTube, and just be safe. Wear that condom.